All right, let's talk about passive income. You hear that phrase everywhere, right? It's sold as this golden ticket, the ultimate way to ditch your 9 to 5. But what if it's not what it seems? Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on this whole idea and look at it from a totally different angle.
And I mean, you get the appeal, right? It's this incredible picture they paint for you of money just rolling into your bank account while you're asleep or on a beach somewhere. It's this dream of total freedom, of effortless wealth. And man, that is a very powerful story. But that's the big question we're digging into here. What if that dream is actually a trap? What if the road you think is leading to freedom is actually taking you somewhere else entirely? A place with more exhaustion, more anxiety, maybe even dead.
Okay, so before we can really understand the trap, we've got to understand the bait. We need to look at the promise itself. Let's break down the dream that's being sold.
You've seen this a million times, right? Build a digital course, create a YouTube channel, start an e-commerce store. They make it sound like this simple checklist. You just tick the boxes and bam, your whole life is transformed. It's not just about getting rich. It's about escaping the whole system, the daily grind, and living this amazing sun-soaked life.
Okay, now this is where the picture starts to get a little blurry. This is where we look at what the gurus don't really talk about. Because for every person you see celebrating a win, there are thousands who are struggling with the real investment it takes. And trust me, it's a lot more than just paying for a microphone.
And this right here is the big disconnect. Look, the stuff on the left, the visible costs, yeah, you can plan for that. A subscription here, some software there. But the stuff on the right, the hidden costs, that's what really gets you. We're talking about hundreds of hours, late nights, weekends gone. You're sacrificing family time, sleep, your actual life for a dream that, for many people, just doesn't happen.
Just let that number sink in, 1,000+ hours, before you see a single dollar. How is that passive? That's not passive. That's an absolute grind. A lot of people put in that time and get almost nothing back. So now they're not just broke, they're in what you could call a time deficit. They've spent a huge part of their life on something that went nowhere. But you know what? That massive time investment, that's only half the problem. The other half is maybe the biggest lie of them all. It's this myth of set it and forget it. The idea that you can just build this thing, push it out into the world, and then you're done. You can just walk away.
The reality? These so-called passive income streams are like these hungry beasts. They need to be fed, constantly. You stop updating your blog, Google forgets you exist. You stop posting videos, the YouTube algorithm punishes you. The second you stop actively working, that passive income starts to vanish. It's not a finish line. It's a treadmill you can never get off.
And what does that do to your brain? It creates this feeling of persistent anxiety. It's the total opposite of freedom. You're never really off. You could be on vacation, trying to relax, but part of your mind is always churning, right? Thinking, what's the next video? I need to answer that customer email. What's the new trend? It's this never-ending cycle of work that you've created for yourself.
So, let's recap. It's not really passive, and it makes you constantly anxious. So, what's the end game here? Well, this leads to what might be the most damaging part of the trap: burnout. You end up trading your regular grind for a new one that's often way, way harder.
I mean, just look at this comparison. It's pretty brutal. You thought you were getting rid of your boss? Well, congratulations, you've traded one boss for thousands of them. Every customer, every viewer, and oh yeah, the all-powerful algorithm. Your hours? They're not 9 to 5 anymore, they're 24/7. And that passion project, the thing you used to love, it's not a hobby anymore. It's a job, a relentless one.
Let's just call it what it is. For so many people, this isn't a path to freedom at all. It's like you're working 2 jobs. You got your 9 to 5, and then you come home to your second job, a job that's more demanding, doesn't pay you, and just drains everything from you, all while you're chasing a dream that always seems to be just around the corner, but never quite arrives.
Okay, so this all sounds pretty bleak, I know, but it doesn't mean you should just give up, not at all. The key is to completely reframe what we're trying to do here. It's time to stop chasing the fairy tale and start thinking about how to build smarter income, something that's actually real and sustainable. So what does that even mean, a smarter approach? Well, first off, instead of focusing on a product, you focus on a skill, something that becomes a part of who you are, an asset that an algorithm can't just wipe out overnight. Second, you have to be honest and embrace the active phase. Know that you're signing up for a lot of hard work up front. This isn't a shortcut. And finally, you have to think about true scalability.
That's not just selling one digital course a million times, it's about building a whole system around your knowledge, a brand that can create value in lots of different ways.
So, at the end of the day, it's a huge mindset shift. You have to stop thinking of this like you're buying a lottery ticket, hoping to get lucky. Instead, think of it as making a strategic, long-term investment in yourself, in your skills, your brand, your reputation. Now that is an asset that will pay you back for the rest of your life.
And this brings us to the real bottom line, the most important takeaway from all of this. We have to completely redefine what we're even working for.
Because let's be real, the goal was never just about the money, was it? It was about freedom. It was about having more time. And if your chase for passive income ends up stealing all your time and killing your freedom, then you've lost. It doesn't matter how much money you make, you've lost the entire point of the game.
So I want to leave you with this one question to think about. Just forget all the hype, all the buzzwords for a second. Strip everything else away and ask yourself, what is the life you are truly trying to build? And then, be honest, is the path you're on right now, is it actually getting you any closer to it?